coming to the internship application process first, there was a CV shortlist which was received, and we're not sure as to what all were the parameters that we checked exactly in that. Then after that, there was a GD round which was offline, and then there was one round of interview. And I think for some people there were 2 interview rounds as well. The second one was just kind of a vibe check to make the final call. But there was one main round of interview which lasted about 10-15 minutes maximum. And the GD topics were also very straightforward, nothing too technical, philosophical, or the most random of topics. And talking about the strategies that work best for us, for me personally, I felt that the process and the vibe of the bank it is a very people-driven bank, and that is why throughout my interview, in every answer, wherever it was possible, I tried to bring that side of my experiences, talking about the societies that I've worked in, the friends that I made, the things that I learned from the people that I met along the way, what exposure my parents and their career had in my life, and why that was relevant for me to pursue a career in finance. And apart from that, the interview was also not very technical in nature, but it can be surprising for some people when you are asked questions about the macroeconomic fundamentals like the GDP rank, or what is the GDP, what are the interest rates, etc. So those are a few numbers which are expected that you should know. They might not ask you, but it is always an exercise that I used to follow before any interview to just check all of those relevant numbers.
Yeah. So the strategy I followed for my interview was to firstly build my CV around finance internship. I highlighted all the finance aspects of my CV, any reports that I did, any projects that I did, or any internships that I did. So I specifically thought about what I'm going to say, what was the financial aspect of it, maybe any financial analysis, maybe any projections. And similar to Chavi, the recent macroeconomic news and the geopolitical news, which might have an effect on currency exchanges or on stock market, those are very important. And just knowing them shows your awareness and shows your interest in the industry. So I feel that went a long way for my selection.
Okay, so adding on, so as both of them mentioned, GD topics were pretty simple, but coming to the point that what gives you a cornerstone over the other students is that you are well aware of the geopolitical and economic situations in the country. Plus, there is a need to get updated with the news, because my topic was a little bit related to the budget and the government coming up at that point of time. Secondly, coming to the interview. So my interview was relatively longer. It was nearly 35 minutes. But those 35 minutes revolved around like my father's education mostly rather than mine. So they wanted to check just one thing, that are you well aware and are you able to handle situations correctly even if you are put forward with something very random. So yes, I think the confidence that you put up there and the ability you show over there makes a difference. Alright, so basically when because I reallocated from Delhi to Bombay, so I had expectations in my mind as well as I had fears, because this was my first experience with a bank to work with, and I was not aware of banking terminologies. The project that we were being allotted was very different than what I have worked earlier. But the people over there were really helpful. They were always willing to take out time for us to explain us the terms, to explain us the projects. One thing that I was most fond of, and I cherished it later after, that I was being taken to a lot of client meetings. I went to visit Yes Bank. I visited a lot of other companies as well. So this was one experience which I cherish even till date.
For me, yeah, so I also thought that my internship would only revolve around financial analysis, maybe some research work, maybe some databasing. But being in a relationship management team, I went to a lot of client meetings. I remember I went to the meeting with a senior professional from L'Oreal, and I actually saw how deals are negotiated, how loans are negotiated. That was very insightful for me. And also, I had an expectations that people who are working in a bank are just like robots with no emotion, no fun. But my team was all very welcoming, very warm. So that was also a good surprise.
Yeah, I think for me, I was invited to a lot of client meetings, client events. I got to help organize also one of their networking mixers. So I was part of the syndication and loan solutions team. So they had like a mixer with other banks and NBFCs and their syndication team. So I got a chance to network with a lot of professionals there as well. And for the bank to give so much exposure to an intern was something that was very surprising for me, something which I did not expect. And I think very, very warm people all in all in the bank. They were always open to teaching us and even learning small things from us, which like something like mail merge, which we might think is very, very easy for them. They were very surprised ki this is something that is really cool. So it was an amazing experience all in all, and I can. The best part is the network of people that all of us, I think, have built. We can always reach out to them and in anywhere down the line in our career. And I think, yeah, we went with like zero expectations about knowing anything about finance in general. So that was something that I was a bit nervous about. That I do not know much about finance or banking in general, but later we were able to deliver decent results in all of our respective projects, and that is something we were very proud of. And yeah, I think that boosted all of our confidence as well.
Okay, so I will start with describing what my project was. So it was basically expanding the American subsidiary clientele for the bank. I worked in the MNC team, which handled subsidiaries of international companies in India. So a typical day would be, it mostly revolved around research, just figuring out what subsidiaries are there in India, what are the upcoming subsidiaries, their region-wise distribution, also analyzing the foreign direct investment trends so that we can pinpoint the deals and find them quickly. Other than that, I was also responsible, I was also involved in some of the internal deals, also responsible for making some of the investment memos, industry research. That was basically the job.
Right. So for me, I was working in the syndication and loan solutions team. A typical day for me, it used to start with a kind of a mentorship session with my manager, who used to sit and explain what they do on a daily basis. This was some work that I had never heard of. So from explaining how loans work to what syndications is in loans to explaining some of the recent deals that they were working on, and explaining my project, which dealt around foreign portfolio investment backed non-convertible debentures, and figuring out how syndications team can add to that. And apart from that, they involved me a lot of their day-to-day tasks as well, helping them organize events, figuring out the itinerary and logistics for their road shows, working on information memorandums, which is typically the work any analyst who would join a bank would do. So overall, it was a complete exposure of an investment banking experience for us.
Similar lines, so I was working with the payment aggregation team cross borders. So my task was basically to every day to have a research around how can DBS act as a payment aggregator in the industry. So following up, I had different client meetings. So generally following, so 2 client meetings per week. So where we used to initiate the client asks and then validate it according to the DBS Bank. Also, I worked along with my manager in their day-to-day tasks. So I have worked a lot around fixed deposits and one of the corporate institutional loans that they have given up. But mostly it was a task around research and client meetings for me.
So I come from, my parents also have a background in finance. So growing up, I have always been interested to explore a career similar to theirs. And this internship was an opportunity for me to see if this is something that I really want to do. And as I mentioned, that I was a bit nervous about having zero knowledge personally about finance, and this internship did give me confidence that you can actually learn anything while you're on the job, and that people are willing to teach you when you join a new workplace. And that is why right now I would be joining a vendors capital in investment banking. So this internship did play a huge role in helping me land that job offer during the placement season, in terms of aligning my career interests also, and also giving me an understanding of what exactly work for me would look like. And yeah, I think that's all.
So basically, right after coming from SRCC, I was very skeptical of the field that I want to enter in. So I was exploring internship in various fields, but DBS was the major internship that I did during my summer. So this made me a little bit clear and gave me a path where my interest lies. Also, the company's culture made me realize that what actually the work I can handle about. And what type of people I seek to work with. So even during the placement process, I was very selective in applying to the companies over there. So I feel that yes, DBS has shaped my career not only in terms of CV building, but also in terms of aligning my interest of where I want to go forward finally.
Yeah. So I think in college everybody wants to go into finance because it sounds cool. Investment banking, corporate banking, those big terms. But actually going there and seeing what work is, that actually opened my eyes that these words may sound cool, but the work is extremely hard. You have to put in long hours, but in the end it's also rewarding. So I was finally clear that I do want to go into this field, and also the amount of work I will have to put in to succeed. Also, the major eye-opener or the major golden thing that I saw about it was the millions of dollars worth of deals. They were just being executed right in front of my eyes. So I thought that was very cool. And also, yeah, this internship also played a huge role in me getting a job at Nomura in investment banking. So yeah, thankful for the internship.
Okay, so considering a general preparation for any finance company that you are coming up for, so firstly is to have a very clear fundamental about your academics in this aspect. So financial management as a subject have helped me a lot in all of the finance interviews that I have coped up with. Secondly, getting a hands on 3 of the financial statements, their interlinkage. Coming forward to knowing about a little bit of industry trends, following Wall Street Journal or somewhere about websites like Market Mojo. Getting forward, so you should know your job description really well. So if the job description asks you about an investment bank, so they expect you to be thorough with valuations and other related aspects. So having a clear hand on the job description and the asks of the job, is that what you should cater to?
Yeah, adding to what Teertha said, I think she made a very good point about knowing your job description very well. One thing that I and a lot of people in college do is they use ChatGPT and they upload the entire job description on ChatGPT. In fact, a lot of people even end up doing mock interviews with ChatGPT based on the job description, and it would help you understand each and every terminology that is mentioned in the job description and maybe even interlink it with your existing experiences, so that when you're asked about why do you want to do this job, you can say more things that I just like finance. And that is something that has always really helped me in all of my interviews. Barring the preparation side of things, I think having confidence in yourself, no matter how many rejections you've faced in the internship season, or even if it is an off-campus internship that you're trying to get, because I think DBS was the last company to come on campus in the internship season, literally one day before our examination break was supposed to start. And I personally had been rejected from like 7-8 companies in the internship season, and getting this internship definitely boosted my confidence a lot, but it also made me feel a bit calmer that in the end something or the other always works out for you. And just to absorb as much as possible from any finance or even other sector interview that you're giving, because even giving a lot of interviews gives you a lot of experience as to what you can say or where you went wrong. So taking every failure also in a positive light is something that I would advise everyone.
Yeah, so just want to double down on the point Chavi made. Confidence is key. No matter what internships you have, no matter what is in your CV, if you can sit through the interview without seeming nervous, without being flustered by questions, without being flustered that you answered a question wrong, your chances of getting selected are way higher than a person who is answering questions perfectly but is nervous. Because at the end, they want to work with you for 2 months. They want to have a good, jolly, happy person in their team, not a nervous person. And also, let's say you get the internship, the game is not over here. I just want to say a bit about what to do when you reach there in the internship, because for many of us, it is the first corporate in-office experience. So it is an alien world. But just stay calm and also try to talk to as many people as you can. Don't just stay limited to your team members, to your manager. Talk to any random person you can. Maybe go on coffee breaks, informal chai breaks. I went to a lot of team lunches. Also, maybe when I'm just getting out of office, there are some people there waiting for their cab. Just randomly strike up conversations with them, because at the end, your final presentation is not the only thing that matters. If people know you in the organization, your face value matters way more than your final presentation. If people can remember you, then your chances of getting a PPO are way higher. And even if you don't get a PPO, you have built relationships so that you can contact them in the future if you ever need help.